Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your noses and prepare for a stench-laden extravaganza. In a stunning display of comedic ineptitude, the one and only Joey Cannoli attempted to thrust his ball sweat juice into the spotlight. But let's not fool ourselves, folks. Did he actually take this venture seriously on his own pathetic channels? Fuck no. And let's not forget, my fellow cynics, that this isn't Joey Cannoli's first rodeo in the realm of failed fragcom clowns. Oh no, his previous escapade, I Am Joey Cannoli, boasted an astonishing subscriber count of around 3,000 loyal fans. But don't be fooled, dear viewers. It's now a barren wasteland, haunted by the same sad souls who infest his new abomination, Joey Cannoli Raw. So where did all those subscribers vanish into thin air, Mr. Cannoli? Were they even real to begin with? It seems that his new channel perfectly mirrors the community's burning indifference towards his offerings. As we previously reported, a significant chunk of his subscriber base was lured to him by the promise of free goodies from Fragcom heavyweight TLTG, courtesy of the esteemed George Zaharoff. But let's delve deeper into the ongoing circus. Just days after we exposed Joey Cannoli's extraordinary laziness in promoting Zaharoff's fragrance named after him in Episode 2 of the Fraggot Files, he graced TLTG's channel alongside his esteemed sugar daddy, Zaharoff. Finally, an opportunity to justify the inexplicable honor bestowed upon him, right? We at the Fraggot Files shamed Cannoli into finally getting off his lazy ass and promote his XXX fragrance. But did he do it on his own channel? Hell no. But brace yourselves, my fragrance-loving comrades, because this showcase turned into an absolute train wreck of epic proportions. Get ready for the mind-boggling revelation. Joey Cannoli's esteemed role in this fragrance fiasco is none other than packaging and shipping.
The plan is for Joey and Juju and maybe his mother to come down and pack all the pre-orders and ship them out.
And here's the grand twist, ladies and gents. He shamelessly begged for cash donations, claiming he needed gas money to drive all the way to Chicago.
That's why he needs gas money.
Yes.
I do need gas money.
If everybody gave $1, Joey could get half a tank of gas for his trip to Chicago.
So, let's ponder over the appropriate ad copy, shall we? How about Joey Cannoli XXX? For the man who craves the intoxicating aroma of sweaty manhood, brought to you by a guy who can't even afford a full tank of gas without begging his buddies. Truly an irresistible fragrance, don't you think? What's the actual business model here? Who's the target audience for this all-factory nightmare? Lovers of unwashed jockstraps? Those who revel in the sweet scent of failure? If what we heard straight from the horse's mouth, Joey and George, was any indication, it seems the ball sweat juice is directly targeting a very specific crowd. During a cringe-worthy moment in their three-way conversation that left TLTG visibly uncomfortable, Zaharoff proudly declared that he and Joey, against the advice of his own expert perfumer, wanted the fragrance to capture the smell and taste of a man.
It's too much. Everyone at mine was smelling this. It's just way too much. And I'm like, no, Claude, this is what I want. This is my vision.
Are you sure, George? Are you sure? He says,
Yeah.
George. He wants it to smell like after a man has sex, if he was to reach down and rub his hand on his junk, pull it out of his pants and smell it. That's what he's told Claude Deer on the phone.
The taste of a man getting down and dirty.
Hold on a second, did he just say taste? Joey Cannoli, of course, giggled with glee. As George Zaharoff followed up with his brilliant insight.
So I wanted crotch where you're in a suit and you're smelling it and you're like, I should be doing something else to be smelling this, but I'm in a suit at a meeting and it's kind of hot.
And there you have it, folks. The perfect description of a fragrance that screams sophistication and class. I mean, who wouldn't want to smell like a sweaty man's nether regions? It's pure elegance. These revelations come after the dynamic duo casually mentioned meeting up in a Wisconsin hotel with adjoining rooms.
We have these connecting rooms. George and I together conjoined in a hotel room. Anything could happen.
Oh, the mystery of it all. We'll never tell what happened. Wink, wink, was the vibe they were giving off.
It was very like, if New York City comes to Wisconsin at the Fairway Inn.
A couple of small town boys living in a lonely world.
How scandalous! Move over, Brokeback Mountain, because we've got a new fragrance-themed romance in town. And let's take a moment to empathize with poor TLTG. Due to his sizable audience, he had to endure this cringe fest on his channel. His viewers were subjected to what felt like a deleted scene from a Freddie Mercury biopic. Kudos to TLTG for handling it with grace and throwing a sarcastic question to the audience.
Are you all enjoying the descriptors here today?
Poor guy, stuck in the middle of this mess. Now let's clarify one thing, fragficionados. We're not being homophobic here. We're just pointing out the obvious. From everything we've heard, it seems Joey Cannoli XXX is targeted directly at men who have a peculiar fondness for the scents of their fellow men. It's all about men tantalizing other men's nostrils. Talk about a niche market. Oh dear fragficionados, the plot thickens. Here at the Fraggot Files, we admit that we haven't had the pleasure, or perhaps displeasure, of smelling Joey Cannoli XXX. But fear not, for we are experts at dissecting the claims made by these so-called creators. And boy, do we have some questions about the creative process over at Zaharoff. You see, George Zaharoff fancies himself a globetrotter, scouring the corners of the world for the creme de la creme of fragrance oils.
I mean, I've been around.
He loves to boast about his exquisite taste in ingredients. But hold on a second. Can you believe that he couldn't even confirm if there was actual tobacco oil in his tobacco fragrance? It's like a twisted game of guess the ingredients with Mr. Zaharoff. And that's not all. He flat out denied the presence of lavender in his fragrance, despite the fact that his own website proudly lists it as one of the notes. Oh, the sweet scent of contradiction. But let's not dwell on Zaharoff's slip-ups for too long. XXX, a fragrance brought to you by the collaboration of a man who can't identify his own ingredients and a lisping YouTube personality who can't even promote himself without begging for gas money.
So the moment XXX gets shipped, which should be a week from this Monday, I hope, it depends if Joey gets his butt down in Chicago.
If everyone gave $1, George.
It's a match made in fragrant heaven, or should we say, fragrant hell. Does Joey Cannoli XXX truly capture the essence of grown man testicle funk? Will it find its place among the fragrance enthusiasts who revel in the aroma of failure? We may never know. Let's make one thing clear, dear people. Here at the Fraggot Files, we fully support everyone and their lifestyles. We genuinely do. Bullying people based on their choices is childish and repugnant, but it does make you wonder, doesn't it? When a group of individuals allows rampant homophobia on their streams and accuses others of being too homosexual, while specifically targeting fragcom personalities and hurling vile comments about their lifestyles. Isn't it ironic that their leader and his benefactor find themselves in the most homosexual interaction we've ever witnessed? And all the while, they hope to sell their product to their supposed painfully straight bro audience. It all seems quite simple, really. For whatever reason, George Zaharoff decided to gift his own fragrance, conveniently themed around post-coitus male genitalia, to a YouTube failure like Joey Cannoli. Maybe Zaharoff pities this good-for-nothing guy, whose tank of talent is just as empty as his gas tank in his car. Or maybe it's just a clever tax write-off. Regardless of the motive, it's abundantly clear that Joey Cannoli is bankrupt in every aspect. Whether as a YouTube personality, a member of Fragcom, or a gentleman's lifestyle ambassador, Joey Cannoli's track record speaks for itself. A train wreck in the Fragcom world. And now, much like everyone else who has stumbled across Joey Cannoli's antics, we simply don't care anymore. This comment we stumbled upon perfectly captures the sentiment of the Cancel Cannoli hashtag. I've watched this multiple times. Absolute gold. By the way, the new Zaharoff bottle says Cancel Cannoli on the side, which might be the most cringe-worthy thing ever. Imagine being so irrelevant that you have to beg to be canceled. Can you imagine the level of obscurity one must reach to resort to such tactics? Before we leave, why don't we give you the description the way Joey Cannoli writes it on the very packaging itself? Ah, behold the poetic masterpiece that graces our presence. Let us dive into the critique of this magnum opus, the final moments before the climax. Oh, how subtle and nuanced. It's as if the poet is attempting to recreate the pinnacle of excitement in the most predictable and cliched manner. Bravo, dear poet, for regaling us with such originality. A shivering jolt rushes through your body. A stroke of poetic genius indeed. Who could have ever imagined that a physical sensation could be described as a shivering jolt? We are truly in the presence of greatness. That last breath before the big finish. Ah, the epitome of poetic sophistication. The poet has managed to encapsulate the essence of anticipation in the most banal and unimaginative manner. And now, prepare yourselves for the grand finale of absurdity. A rush of endorphins from the sweet relief, complete ecstasy. How poetic, how profound. It's as if the poet has discovered the secrets of the universe and condensed them into a couplet. The juxtaposition of sweet relief and complete ecstasy is simply mind-blowing. We can only stand in awe of such literary prowess. We would be remiss if we didn't stop to mention the 3 X's in the word ecstasy. Be careful not to cut yourself with all that edge, fellow fraggots. So, let's wrap it up, shall we? We've wasted enough of our precious time, and more importantly, your precious time. And for that, we sincerely apologize. We extend our gratitude to Oda Jerks for providing the clips that have brilliantly exposed the true colors of Joey Cannoli. And we appreciate all of you who have privately shared additional insights. And much like everyone else, we've already unsubscribed and wish we never subscribed in the first place. I'm your host, Chaz Stinkwell, and these have been the Fraggot Files. Shill hunting season has officially begun, my friends. Until next time, stay skeptical, stay sarcastic, and stay away from anything that smells like a desperate attempt for attention. Oh, and Joey and George, we're moving in rent-free.